Hello everyone. My name is Ricardo Coke. And I'm reading through the Bible in less than a year. Um, Glad you can join me. And yeah, I'm continuing from where I left off, which is Exodus chapter 20, and it's titled "The Ten Commandments." Chapter 20, Exodus chapter 20. So I'll continue. Uh, and God spoke all these words: I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me, for you shall not make for yourself an idol, an idol in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. 5. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing punishing the children for the sin of the fathers, to the third and second and to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. 6. But showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. 7. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. 8. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 9. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. 10. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you nor your son or daughter, nor your manservant or maidservant, nor your animals, nor the alien within your gates. 11. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and the sea and all that is in them, but he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. 12. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. 13. You shall not murder. 14. You shall not commit adultery. 15. You shall not 15. You shall not steal. 16. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. 17. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his manservant or maidservant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. 18. When the people saw the thunder and lightning, and heard the trumpet, and saw the mountain in smoke, they trembled with fear. They stayed at a distance. 19. And said to Moses, Speak to us yourself, and speak to us yourself, and we will listen. But do not have God speak to us, or we will die. 20. Moses said to the people, Do not be afraid. God has come to test you, so that you so that the fear of God will be with you to keep you from sinning. 21. The people remained at a distance while Moses approached the thick darkness where God was. Title: Idols and Altars. 22. Then the Lord said to Moses, Tell the Israelites this: You have seen from yourselves that I have spoken to you from heaven. 23. Do not make any gods to be alongside me. Do not make for yourselves gods of silver or gods of gold. 24. Make an altar of earth for me, and sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and fellowship offerings, your sheep and goats and your cattle. However, sorry, sheep and sheep and goats and your cattle. Wherever I cause my name to be honored, I will come to you and bless you. 25. If you make an altar of stones for me, do not build it with dressed stones, for you will defile it if you use a tool on it. 26. And do not go up to my altar on steps, lest your nakedness be exposed on it. 21. These are the laws you are to set before them. Chapter 21. These are the laws you are to set before them. Title: Hebrew servants. 2. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he is to serve you for 6 years, but in the 7th year he shall go free without paying anything. 3. If he comes alone, he is to go free alone. But if he has a wife, when he comes, she is to go with him. 4. If his master gives him a wife and she bears him sons or daughters, the woman and her children shall belong to her master. and only the man shall go free. 5. But if the servant declares, I love my master and my wife and children, and do not want to go free. 6. Then his master must take him before the judges. He shall take him to the door or the door post, and pierce his ear with an owl. Then he will be his servant for life. 7. If a man tells his daughter as a servant, she is not to go free as men's servants do. 8. If she does not please the master who has selected her for himself, he must let her be redeemed. He has no right to sell her to foreigners, because he has broken faith with her. 9. If he selects her for his son, he must grant her the rights of a daughter. 10. If he marries another woman, he must not deprive the first one of her food, clothing, and marital rights. 11. If he does not provide her with these 3 things, she is to go free without any payment of money. Personal injuries. Title: Personal injuries. 12. Anyone who strikes a man and kills him shall surely be put to death. 13. However, if he does not do it intentionally, but God lets it happen, he is to flee to a place I will designate. 14. But if a man schemes and kills another man deliberately, take him away from my altar and put him to death. 15. Anyone who attacks his father or his mother must be put to death. 16. Anyone who kidnaps another and either sells him or still has him when he is caught must be put to death. 17. Anyone who curses his father or mother must be put to death. 18. If men quarrel and one hits the other with a stone or with his fist, and he does not die but is confined to bed. 19. The one who struck the blow will not be held responsible if the other gets up and walks around outside with his staff. However, he must pay the injured man for the loss of his time and see that he is completely healed. 20. If a man beats his male or female slave with a rod, and the slave dies as a direct result, he must be punished. 21. But 21. But he is not to be punished if the slave gets up after a day or two, since the slave is his property. 22. If men who are fighting hit a pregnant woman and she gives birth prematurely, but there is no serious injury, the offender must be fined whatever the woman's husband demands and the court allows. 23. But if there is serious but if there is serious injury, you are to take life for life. 24. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. 25. But 25. Burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise. 26. If a man hits a manservant or maidservant in the eye and destroys it, he must let the servant go free to compensate for the eye. 27. And if he knocks out the tooth of a manservant or maidservant, he must let the servant go free to compensate for the tooth. 28. If a bull gores a man or a woman to death, the bull must be stoned to death, and its meat must not be eaten, but the owner of the bull will not be held responsible. 29. If, however, the bull has had the habit of goring and the owner has been warned but has not kept it penned up, and it kills a man or woman, the bull must be stoned and the owner also must be put to death. 30. However, if payment is demanded of him, he may redeem his life by paying whatever is demanded. 31. This law also applies if the bull gores a son or a daughter. 32. If the bull gores a male or female slave, the owner must pay 30 shekels of silver to the master of the slave, and the bull must be stoned. 33. If a man uncovers a pit or digs one and fails to cover it, and an ox or a donkey falls into it. 34. The owner of the pit must pay for the loss. He must pay its owner, and the dead animal will be his. 35. If a man's bull injures the bull of another and it dies, they are to sell the live one and divide both the money and the dead animal equally. equally, dead animal equally 36. However, if it was known that the bull had the habit of goring, yet the owner did not keep it penned up, the owner must pay animal for animal, and the dead animal will be his. Title protection of property, chapter 22. Okay. If a man steals an ox or a sheep and slaughters it or sells it, he must pay back 5 head of cattle for the ox and 4 sheep for the sheep. 2. If a thief is caught breaking in and is struck so that he dies, the defender is not guilty of bloodshed. 3. But if it happens after sunrise, he is guilty of bloodshed. A thief must certainly make restitution, but if he has nothing, he must be sold to pay for his theft. 4. If the stolen animal is found alive in his possession, whether ox or donkey or sheep, he must pay back double. 5. If a man grazes his livestock in a field or vineyard and lets them stay vineyard and lets them stay and they graze in another man's field, he must make restitution from the best of his own field or vineyard. Field or own vineyard. 6. If a fire breaks out and spreads into thorn bushes so that it burns shocks of grain or standing corn or the whole field, the one who started the fire must make restitution. 7. If a man gives his daughter silver or goods for safekeeping, and they are stolen from the neighbor's house, the thief, if he is caught, must pay back double. 8. But if the thief is not found, the owner of the house must appear before the judges to determine whether he has laid his hands on the other man's property. 9. In all cases of illegal possession of an ox, a donkey, a sheep, garment, a garment, or any of the lost property about which somebody says, "This is mine," both parties are to bring their cases before the judges. The own, sorry, the one whom the judges declared guilty must pay must pay back double to his neighbor. 10. If a man gives a donkey, an ox, a sheep, or any other animal to his neighbor for safekeeping, and it dies, or is not or is injured, or is taken away while no one is looking. 11. The issue between them will be settled by the taking of an oath before the Lord that the neighbor did not lay hands on the other person's property. The owner is to accept this, and no restitution is required. 12. But if the animal was stolen from the neighbor, he must make restitution to the owner. 13. If it was torn to pieces by a wild animal, he shall bring in the remains as evidence, and he will not be required to pay for the torn animal. Torn animal. 14. If a man borrows an animal from his neighbor and it is injured or dies while the owner is not present, he must make restitution. 15. But if the owner is with the animal, the borrower will not have to pay. If the animal was hired, the money paid for the hire covers the loss. Social responsibility. Title: Social responsibility. 16. If a man seduces a virgin who is not pledged to be married and sleeps with her, he must pay the bride price, and she shall be his wife. 17. If her father absolutely refuses to give her to him, he must still pay the bride price for virgins. 18. Do not allow do not allow a sorcerers to live. Do not allow sorcerers to live. 19. Anyone who has sexual relations with an animal must be put to death. 20. Whoever sacrifices to any god other than the Lord must be destroyed. 21. Do not ill treat an alien or oppress him, for you were aliens in Egypt. 22. Do not take advantage of a widow or an orphan. 23. If you do and they cry out to me, I will certainly hear their cry. 24. My anger will be my anger, 24. My anger will be aroused, and I will kill you with a sword. Your wives will become widows, and your children fatherless. 25. If you lend money to one of my people among you who is needy, do not be like a money lender. Charge him no interest. 26. If you take your neighbor's cloak as a pledge, return it to him by sunset. By sunset. 27. Because his cloak is the only covering he has for his body, what else will he sleep in? When he cries out to me, I will hear, for I am compassionate. 28. Do not blaspheme God, or curse the ruler of your people. 29. Do not hold back offerings from your granaries, or your vats. You must give me the firstborn of your sons. Do not do the same with your cattle and your sheep. Let them stay with their mothers for 7 days, but give them to me on the 8th day. To 31. You are to be my holy people, so do not eat the meat of an animal torn by wild beast. Throw it to the dogs. Title: Laws of Justice. Laws of Justice and Mercy. Chapter 23. Okay. Do not spread false reports. Do not help a wicked man by being a malicious witness. 2. Do not follow the crowd in doing wrong. When you give testimony in a lawsuit, do not pervert justice by siding with the crowd. 3. And do not show favoritism to a poor man in his lawsuit. 4. If you come across your enemy's ox or donkey wandering off, be sure to take it back to him. 5. If you see the donkey or someone who hates you fallen down under its load, do not leave it there. Be sure to help him with it. 6. Do not deny justice to your poor people in their lawsuits. 7. have nothing to do have nothing to do with a false charge, and do not put an animal do not put an innocent or honest person to death. For I will not for I will not for for I will not acquit the guilty. 8. Do not accept a bribe for a for a for a bribe blinds for a bribe blinds those who see the twists the words of the righteous. 9. Do not oppress an alien. You yourselves know how it feels to be aliens, because you were aliens in Egypt. Sabbath laws. Title Sabbath laws. 10. For 6 years you are to sow your fields and harvest the crops. 11. But during the 7th year let the land lie unplagued and unused. Then the poor among that one was year. Sorry, so we start from 11, verse 11. But during the 7th year let the land lie unplowed and unused. Then the poor among your people may get food from it, and the wild animals may eat what they leave. May eat what they leave. Do not do the same with your vineyard and your olive grove. 12. 6 days do your work, but on the 7th day do not work, so that your ox and your donkey may rest, and the slave born in your household, and the alien as well may be refreshed. 13. Be careful to be everything. Be careful to do everything I have said to you. Do not invoke the names of the gods. Do not let them be heard on your lips. Title: the 3 annual the 3 annual festivals. 14. 3 times a year you are to celebrate a festival to me. 15. Celebrate the feast of unleavened bread. For 7 days eat bread made without yeast, as I commanded you. Do this at the appointed time in the month of Abib, for in that month you came out of Egypt. No one is to appear before me empty-handed. 16. Celebrate the feast of Celebrate the feast of harvest with the first fruits of the crops you sow in your field. Celebrate the feast of in gathering at the end of the year, when you gather in your crops from from the field. 17. 3 times a year all the men are to appear before the sovereign Lord. 18. Do not offer the blood of a sacrifice to me along with do not offer the blood of a sacrifice to me along with anything containing yeast. The fat of my festival offerings must not be kept until morning. 19. Bring the best of the first fruits of the soil first fruits of your soil to the house of the Lord your God. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. Title: God's angel to prepare the way. 20. See, I am sending an angel ahead of you to guard you along the way and to bring you to the place I have prepared. 21. Pay attention to him and listen to what he says. Do not rebel against him. He will not forgive your rebellion, since my name is in him. 22. If you listen carefully to what he says and do not what he says and do all that I say, I will be an enemy. Sorry, I didn't read that right. If you listen carefully to what he say, if you listen carefully to what he says and do all that I say, I will be an enemy to your enemies and will oppose those who oppose you. Sorry about that. 23. My angel will go ahead of you and bring you into the land of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, and Jebusites, and I will wipe them out. 24. Do not bow down before their gods or worship them or follow their practices. You must demolish them and break their sacred stones to pieces. 25. Worship the Lord your God, and his blessing will be on your food. And his blessing will be on your food and water. I will take away sickness. I will take away sickness from among you. 26. And none will miscarry or be barren in your land. I will give you a full lifespan. 27. I will send my terror ahead of you and throw into confusion every nation you encounter. I will make all your enemies turn their backs on and run. 28. I will send the hornet ahead of you to drive the Hittites, Canaanites, and Hittites out of your way. 29. But I will not but I will not drive them out in a single year, because the land would become desolate, and the wild animals and the wild animals too numerous for you. 30. Little by little I will drive them out before you, until you have increased enough to take possession of the land. 31. I will establish your borders from the Red Sea to the sea of the Philistines, and from the desert to the river. I will hand over to you the people who live in the land, and you will drive them out before you. 32. Do not make a covenant with them or with their gods. 33. Do not let them live in your land, or they will cause you to sin against me, because the worship of their gods will certainly be a snare to you. Title: The Covenant Confirmed. 24. Chapter 24. Then he said to Moses, Come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. You are to worship at a distance. 2. But Moses alone is to approach the Lord. The others must not come near, and the people may not come up with him. 3. When Moses went and told the people all the Lord's words and laws, they responded with one voice, Everything the Lord has said, we will do. 4. Moses then wrote down everything the Lord had said. He got up early the next morning and built an altar at the foot of the mountain, and set up 12 stone pillars representing the 12 tribes of Israel. 5. Then he sent young Israelite men, and they offered burnt offerings and sacrificed young bulls as fellowship offerings to the Lord. 6. Moses took half of the blood and put it in bowls, and the other half he sprinkled on the altar. 7. Then he took the book of the covenant and read it to the people. They responded, "We will do everything the Lord has said. We will obey." 8. Moses then took the blood, sprinkled it on the people, and said, "This is the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all these words." 9. Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and the 70 elders of Israel went up. 10. And saw the God of Israel. Under his feet was something like a pavement made of sapphire, clear as the sky itself. 11. But God did not raise his hand against these leaders of the Israelites. They saw God, and they ate and drank. 12. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and stay here, and I will give you the tablets. And I will give you the tablets of stone with the law and commands I have written for their instruction." 13. Then Moses set out with Joshua his assistant, and Moses went up on the mountain of God. 14. He said to the elders, "Wait here for us. Until we come back to you. Aaron and Hur are with you, and anyone involved in a dispute can go to them." 15. Then Moses went up on the mountain, the cloud covered it. 16. And the glory of the Lord settled on Mount Sinai for 6 days. The cloud covered the mountain, and on the 7th day the Lord called to Moses from within the cloud. 17. 17. To the Israelites, the glory of the Lord looked like a consuming fire on top of the mountain. 18. Then Moses entered the cloud as he went on up the mountain, and he stayed on the mountain and he stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Okay then. Long read. Well, bit of a long read, yes. So I will speak to you again soon, and we'll be on chapter 25. Chapter 25. Next, and I'll talk to you soon. And uh. yeah, that's it for now, and take care. God bless. Have a good day. Peace be with you, and go easy. Bye for now.